Hello and welcome to this edition of Business Spotlight. My name is Reza Kodadous from Action Coach, and I'm delighted to be joined today by Niko Jovanovic. Hi, Niko.
Hi, Reza. Lovely. Thank you very much for having me. I truly appreciate it.
Great to have you here. Niko is the CEO and founder of a company called Indigo Sails, right? So without further ado, Niko, tell us a little bit about the company and what it is that you do.
Yeah, so Indigo has multiple aspects to it. We do online and offline personal development, webinars, courses. So we do life coaching and we also do executive coaching, but we also do retreats, personal development retreats, which is basically the combination between sailing and the personal development workshops. So we go for a 1-week journey that we call the route of self-discovery, and we work on ourselves throughout our personal development program delivered by Indigo Sails facilitators, who is a world-renowned team of professors, doctors, inspirational storytellers, even artists. And we tap into our own true self, what matters to us, what's important to us in our lives. Do we have our inner calling? How do we feel about it? How authentic we are about it? How is our environment reacting to it? Can we vocalize it? We cannot vocalize it. Do we have courage and motivation for it? So throughout that week, we're trying to help people to build themselves up in a direction that they find relevant to them, to live a much more happier and fulfilled life. But I think what's beautiful about Indigo retreats is that it's a combination of traveling and holidaying with the personal development element, because I come from a travel background, and from hospitality, and I'm quite familiar with Croatia specifically as a destination. So we put the program together that people can taste like unique experiences in Croatia that are not maybe that marketed or well known. And we have a sailing route from Split to Fire Islands, Paklenski Otoci. We cover 5 destinations, 3 islands, and throughout that route, we visit different boutique resorts and spas where we host our workshops. We have also sport and water activities. We hang out as a group. We do reflection sessions on the boats, on the yachts while doing so. And to be fair, Reza, it is a very unique experience when you actually are committed to working on yourself for a week on a yacht in such a beautiful environment like Croatia, in Adriatic. So yeah, that's kind of in short. We do a lot of online and offline workshops, as said, and we are genuinely committed to trying to help people to be more authentic, be more compassionate and kind, and overall to find themselves in a way that suits them to be more happy and fulfilled. Because life is too short, honestly.
I agree 100%. So it's a very, very interesting business. And of course, you do it in a very interesting way through this whole sailing experience, as well as the other things. What actually inspired you to get started on this journey and start?
Yeah. So I come from a corporate background, and I am also a war child. So in Croatia, we had a war in the 90s. And I always was in business to progress and success, and I was well recognized and successful. But somehow I always felt empty and not fulfilled. Like money and success and recognition couldn't do it for me. So I started journaling and writing a book. And then I realized elements and values that are actually important to me, I haven't showed them. I haven't opened up about them. And I'm just living from, like getting up in the morning, getting it done, go, go, go. And then I paused and I was like, okay, so what? I wrote a book, and then I thought, like, how do I convert those lessons, like that awakening journey, that process, and pass it on to others just to see whether it could benefit them and, get them on that awakening journey where we can live much more happier. Like, actually, we don't need a lot to be happy. And that's the truth. So that was kind of the reason. Yeah. Rest is a history. Basically, I combine what I know to do. So that's hotels, yachting. I used to do a lot of chartering for different companies. And then I got a team of experts, such as Professor Roger Delves, Rebecca Stevens, Alexander McKinsey, and many others, Pamela Barr, so who share the same values and passion as me. And we got together and off we go. And it's still early days, right? But we are on a mission to try to help people to recognize whether they are authentic within themselves and in their environment, personal and professional, or they're not. And I feel that each one of us can know that or feel it within ourselves. It's just about how open we are or curious we are to explore maybe something that comes from within us that might be something that we were called to do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So that's very interesting.
It's just so that you know, some people might not be at that journey. Some people might be at a journey where they're very well clear on where they're heading and what they want to do, and they just need support, motivation, and courage. And that's where Indigo steps in as a community as well, because we want to be there as an encouragement mechanism to help and support as well. So it depends, but one of my key I don't know how to express it, but maybe like what desires. Yes, I think one of my biggest desires for Indigo is to try to make the world a little bit more compassionate.
Yeah, I can see that. And so from a business perspective, because obviously I'm a business coach and I'm always interested in that side, you know, starting a business is never easy. There are challenges. So just wanted to know, what kind of challenges did you face when you started your business, and what was your biggest learning from those challenges, and you know, how did it end up for you?
Yeah, I faced a lot of challenges, and I think one of the biggest ones was because I decided to do it throughout the COVID, believing that it will end soon, and it will end soon, it will end soon. But that hasn't been happening. And COVID impacted the traveling industry to such extent. This year, we started seeing the results of recovery, right? I believe that next year will kind of get us to where we were pre-COVID. But it was very challenging regarding even obtaining the bank account, basic things like getting insurance, trying to get the basic infrastructure that you need for the operations done. Moving forward, I have realized that some elements of how I run business and what's in my business DNA might not be matching other people's business DNAs, and it is very important to choose right people for a stage that you are in, right? So it is always important to really be clear on what is required for your business at a given moment, what are the objectives, and you know, what are the strengths or weaknesses of your team that you are collaborating with to deliver what is needed. And I'm a big, you know, vocalist of as well coaching and mentoring, etc. But it is also important to know when management side needs to kick in regarding leadership and decision making. So that was a big challenge for me, choosing, I guess, right people in accordance with business needs, rather than me appreciating their talents and their characteristic trails and personalities, etc. Because I personally, I see good in everyone, and I always choose to see good in everyone. But when it comes down to business and money, it is very important to be clear what you are doing in a given moment, right? And there's no shame in the game.
Yeah, of course. And so as you mentioned, so having the right people for the stage of the business you're in, that's absolutely crucial, and that's been your approach. Once you get these people, how do you make sure that they work well, they perform well together, and how do you create that environment?
Yeah, so my tactics are mainly respect and positive vibes, a positive mindset, attitude, even if I would notice that someone might be low or they're not giving their full to the meeting or to the strategy or to the action plan, and I can see, I would always myself lead with additional energy and positive mindset, and even saying like, okay, how about I step in here and help out? Would that make you, would that help? Like trying to detect what are the things that I can personally do to support. Of course, if that behavior is repetitive, I think we all know the answer. But I believe that respect and positive mindset are the things that drive people, because if you start off your day in a happy environment with someone who wishes you, happy Monday, happy morning, let's do this, versus like, okay, on today's agenda is XYZ. Those little things do make a difference, and people like to feel appreciated, and everyone should feel appreciated. So I really put a lot of effort into doing so. And I don't micromanage. I am not a fan of micromanaging, but I do think it's important to be present fully, no matter on a volume or importance of the workload or the business. Sometimes some things might not seem that important and someone might feel neglected. I always try to give my equal attention to actions that are directly impacting the business, indirectly, etc. Be present, because in the end, my business is my life journey, so I do want to be present in it. And that will kind of be, I guess, the key points.
Thank you for that. And lots of things for everyone to take away on that side. Going back to your business, I know it's a very unique business, and it's not one that you come across every day.
No.
Is there a competitive landscape? And if there is one, how do you maintain that competitive edge? I mean, obviously over the advantage. How do you make sure that you deliver what your target audience and the target market ultimately wants and needs?
Yeah, I think, as you said, we are a very unique business. No one has done it. You will have like, let's say sailing and yoga retreat, or you have like different types of the retreats, but no one is doing those personal development workshops and, self-improvement plus the sailing journey, yachting. So we don't have direct competition per se, but there is always competition. There are multiple charter companies and tour operators and travel agencies who are doing yachting retreats, who are doing sailing journeys, who just charter. There are multiple companies who are doing self-improvement and personal development retreats, but in a countryside, not on a sea and on the yachts. I think it's always important to learn from your competition. And I think competition is actually a benchmark for you. And it should be a benchmark, because we should always strive to try to challenge ourselves and to improve ourselves. And it's a guidance. You can see, you can listen, you can research their feedback. You can see how people are, what do people need? I am very good at listening at others, and I will always try my best to match those needs. So even if I need to tweak things, even if we need to sacrifice some elements, I think delivering and listening what is required or needed is definitely the most important thing. But to some extent, that's also a talent, and it does, for example, for me, it's a little bit easier, I would say, because I'm quite empathetic and I have very good analytical skills. So I can recognize where there is a space in a market, or, what someone is not doing, maybe how we could utilize it. So I think I encourage personally people to be different. And I encourage people to dare to be different in business as well, and to be unique. And as you say, competition and different business, they're great for you, because they can give you insights. They can help you understand what you can do differently, what you can improve. You can get data out of it, right? So you don't have to pay for data and things like that. So, and we also do a lot of surveying and asking people and talking to people and listening. And every opinion and every feedback matters. Positive, negative, it's good because you have it, right? And you can learn and grow from it. So asking people for a feedback is something that we should practice in our everyday communication and execution, because it's not something we should be afraid of. Like, oh, I don't want to hear I done bad here. You know, it's like, it's how it will help us to get better, to get guidance, to get clear. And I personally believe there's no such thing as failure. You know, that's definitely a wrong word in a vocabulary. You can always build on it. And things do come, good things do come out of the mistakes, and down the line, things do clarify. So yeah, I think obtaining data, asking for a feedback, being knowledgeable, researching, having positive mindset when approaching the competition and others, you know, and evaluating.
Learning from others, learning from others. I think those are really great shares that everybody could take away from this conversation. So I guess my final question is about the future for you and the business. Where do you see yourself go in the next 3 to 5 years? Sorry, go ahead.
So in the next 3 to 5 years, we are aiming to make Indigo Sails franchise worldwide. So we want to take Indigo Sails globally. And I want to make sure that Indigo Sails is available to everyone, from, you know, from procurement perspective, from financial perspective, from understanding perspective. I just want it to be available to everyone, and people can choose as they need it and as they want it, because the overall objective is to try to make an impact. And I do believe in domino effects, like every little helps. And there's always space for self-improvement, and the better we are, better we can serve others, and the better the humanity. So yeah, taking it through the franchising onto a global scale. And I guess we definitely are opening fitness retreats, because I believe that the combination of mind and physical wellness being is super important and connected. And we will be doing the countryside retreats as well. Probably more book writing, and then different, more good things to come, and different partnerships as well that I'm looking forward to. Sure. We also want to make sure that we are supporting right charities, and my passion is definitely helping children in education worldwide and trying to make it accessible to as many kids possible, and then animals, water, environment, etc. So yeah, that's kind of a like short term, within the next 5 to 10 years, I guess. Yeah.
And I guess lots of stuff, lots of exciting things planned, and
yes, and a lot of work.
A lot of work, but you know, and all the good causes that you're trying to help also. So I wish you all the best in that. Really appreciate you taking the time after your busy schedule today and to be with us. Really enjoyed our chats, hearing about your thoughts on different subjects. And finally, I wish you all the success on your kind of plan, activities, and milestones that you're trying to achieve. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, dear Reza, for having me. It has been truly a pleasure, and it's lovely always to talk to someone who shares the same passion and the objectives and the values as myself. And as I said, yes, if we want to offer it to the community, there is also the code available, but it would be my great pleasure to have people to come and to grow with us, and you and vice versa. Anything we can do to support, we are here.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, Niko. Goodbye. Take care.
Goodbye. Have a lovely rest of the day. Thank you. Bye, Reza. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.